We are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition to XCO Gamers. I'm Jacob,
I'm JP.
and today we're going to talk a little bit of some of the biggest controversies in the gaming world today. All right, we're not talking about violence, though. We're talking about the ones that gamers today still talk about. But also,
Absolutely.
we had a little event last weekend. Matter of fact, we didn't record last weekend because of it. What was it, JP?
We went to Huntington Comic Con and had an absolute blast. Huntington. We went to
Hummington.
Huntington.
You went to Hummington.
It was great.
I can already tell where this episode's going.
I met my real dad.
All right. Well, anywho, we went to Huntington Comic Con, had an absolute blast. There were several people there. Rob Polson was there, who I was most excited for.
Brandon Rogers.
Yeah, you and your fiance met him, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it was awesome. He was so cool. And just a future tip, if you're ever doing any of these Comic Con kind of things and you want to get that like one-on-one experience, wait through their line to get like an autograph to them there. Don't do that photo op thing that they offer for some of these where you can go get a photo with them. That was probably the worst experience that we had at a Comic Con. It was
Really?
so rushed. Yeah, you walked back there, like they line you up, and then they're like, "All right, let's do this." And I get why. Like I'm not saying it's their fault at all because they have to get him back out there to continue signing pictures and doing autographs. But we paid like $60 for this, and literally it's like, "All right, go. All right, go. All right, go." And you get like 2 seconds to say something to him, take a picture, and then you're rushed out. So it wasn't, you didn't even really get time to like make sure you look good. It was kind of just like a boom, boom, out of here.
And as we all know, it takes you a lot of prepping to look good.
Yeah, like I wanted to make sure I didn't look bad for this man. I mean, this was an opportunity that I feel like I missed out on.
He's a good-looking dude. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I could have set myself up for life, and here we are. I'm still making these with you. So,
All right, fine. Let's see how it is.
oh, we're taking shots. It's going to get worse.
We're taking shots. You know what? It's funny because we were talking before we started recording what our arguments are going to be, and we've already started to have some differences. I don't think we've had these conversations before, so when we hit these controversies, it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, it's
but
going to be a blast.
Let's go ahead. Let's move a little quickly. Let's go through our pickups, and we'll get into the meat of the episode.
The meat.
What do you think?
I'm game. Do you just want to go and show off all your pickups first, and then I'll do mine?
Yeah, that works. So starting off, you want me to do the games first or the pops?
I was going to do like my pops and stuff that weren't game related first, and then do my games.
Okay, cool. So I'll do the same thing. So my first pop is a Bugs Bunny pop. Anyone who knows me knows I'm huge into animation. I love Looney Tunes. I love practically anything with classic cartoons. Tom and Jerry, all of it. So I ended up grabbing that. It was like $8. It was a killer deal. I couldn't pass it up. But I also, and this one wasn't officially bought at the con, but I got a pop signed at the con. So like I said, Rob Polson was there. Now, you guys don't know this, but Rob Polson was one of my heroes, like growing up. I remember I watched Animaniacs. He was Yakko Warner. I love Animaniacs still to this day. And he had a podcast called Talking Tunes, and they would recreate scenes from like movies and TV shows. Like the one that got really blown up is they got Seth Green to do the Chris Griffin voice.
That is hilarious.
And recreate the episode 3 monologue, and he played Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. So I actually got to meet him, and he signed a pop, and we got a selfie. So you can't really see it because of the signatures like reflecting off my halo light off of my webcam. But I mean, it was such an honor to meet him. He was sweet as could be. He was like I won't say it, he was maybe an hour late to the con. And I think a lot of it was traffic and stuff. So, but he felt bad. So he before he started charging us to sign stuff, take pictures, he stood and talked to us all for a minute, walked around, and super sweet guy. Totally. I would totally go to a con again just to meet him again.
Absolutely.
Now on the game side, now there's some of yours I didn't see because you actually bought some when I wasn't around, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I only bought 3 games. I know that sounds pitiful, but that's just there wasn't a lot there that was. Oh no, wait, I did buy another one. I don't. It's in my drawer. I should have pulled it out. I'll mention it.
Okay.
So first one we actually went to. Do I still have one of their cards here? No, I took it off my desk. But they were from Two Dudes Gaming. They're based out of Tennessee. I can't remember where at particularly. Really nice
Yeah. Yeah.
guys.
Actually, I think I have their card.
Oh, oh, oh!
Yeah. Let's see
JP
here.
to the
Brings out the
rescue.
wallet. Do I have their card? Oh, is this it? Two Dudes Games, based out of Elizabeth. What? Elizabethton? Elizabethton? I've never.
Elizabethan.
Yeah, Tennessee. I'll show off the card in case you guys. They have a website, so definitely check out all that. Go in there, buy some games. Their prices actually weren't bad either. Their prices are pretty much, if you use price charting, that's roughly what their prices is based off of.
Yeah, I mean
Real
maybe
close to it.
yeah, extremely close. Like everything I bought was thought was fairly priced.
Yeah, everything I
Um,
got was what it was worth on price charting at that moment.
which is an oddity in our area. We've had this discussion. There's been times we've ran into stores. We're not going to say where, but we ran into stores and like things have been like a little bit off. We won't say absurdly, but a little bit off. But
I
it's
would say a
always
few items you scratch your head at. You're like, wait, that's a little much.
well, you look at the extremely rare ones. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm just trying to be nice over here. I'm not trying to burn a bridge, JP. God.
I'm not trying to either, but $100 more is like
Oh, I wasn't around for that one. You'll have to
yeah.
tell me
I'm
about
just
that.
like
Well,
you can start questioning things.
I wasn't around for that one. We'll have to tell me that one off the podcast here.
Oh yeah,
But
no, that's no
anywho,
problem.
I bought 2 games from them. I'm trying to complete the Ratchet and Clank collection. I want every single one of their games. I grew up playing them. I loved them. I lost them, and now I'm having to buy them again. So one of the games I picked up was Going Commando, Ratchet and Clank Black Label.
I love that
And
game.
then, which I tested it, I played it. I mean, Ratchet and Clank, you get into that childish humor, that lovely gameplay that's just so smooth. Even now, like it holds up so well.
Oh,
And then I picked up, by your suggestion, ladies and gentlemen, I let JP pick out a game for me.
I
It's
think I
not
did great.
very, yeah, you did actually. It's not very often that I let JP do that because there's very few people in this world that could convince me to spend a lot of money. And
Oh,
he's
I think I
right
did it.
next to me on the screen here. All right. But the one he suggested to me is Shadows of the Dam. Never heard of it, never played it before. I know it's Suda 51,
Yeah,
so I played a little bit of it, and it's got that like meta humor that I like, but also that like I guess zany humor as well. It's like self-aware, and it cracks me up. I played like 10 minutes of it, and I was like, oh my god, you
it's
couldn't
awesome.
you couldn't have
There's-
picked a better game. You really
I think
couldn't
there's
have.
another one that's no, this by XC. Never mind. Yeah, I was gonna recommend another one by them, but it's not the same. Not the same company.
They also done No More Heroes, so
Yeah.
yeah, that would be one I would recommend to people as well.
Oh yeah, the No More Heroes series is so stupid, but so good.
Now the next 2, this came from a guy, I'm not sure who he was. He was selling comics. I did buy a couple comics while we were there, but they had a bin for $5 games,
Oh man,
and JP was a little late to get the show, so I got there first and grabbed a couple.
that
Um,
upsets me so much.
First one I grabbed, which I mean, this honestly is not worth a lot, but this was a game from my childhood, and I wanted to experience it again. That's Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets. Um, just to find out that my Xbox 360 does not emulate it well, so that's great. But anywho, I did end up picking up a PS2 copy. We ended up going hunting
Yeah,
Thursday or Friday, and I think we went ahead and grabbed it. I went ahead and grabbed it just to play it a little bit.
yeah, I
And
forgot you grabbed that.
it's just how I remember it.
Such a good
Very
game.
gar. No, I mean that's not what I was going to say, but all right.
It's not amazing, but for a movie tie-in game, it's pretty decent.
Oh yeah. And my final pickup, this one I'm really excited for, because the price on this has just went up recently. I don't know why my camera keeps focusing in and out, but I mean whatever. But this game I'm super excited to pick up, and that is Ultimate Spider-Man. I got
Yes.
for the original Xbox. Now, initially, I'm a PlayStation 2 guy through and through, but um, I ended up grabbing the Xbox copy because this guy had it for $5. I mean, for $5, I'd be stupid to pass it up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a steal.
Absolutely. No, I really enjoyed myself at Comic Con. I spent way too much money.
Oh,
I
same.
also bought a cosplay Deadpool helmet, and I also have an Ace of Spades replica floating around here somewhere, which is from Destiny 2 for you nerds that don't know.
For you, low lives.
Yeah, for you low lives that have never spent hours in Destiny 2 hating yourself but loving every second of it.
How dare you show up to this podcast and act like you're a person?
Yeah,
You're
like
scum.
the bottom of the earth. You come in
We hate
here
you.
thinking you think you own this place? No, this is my channel.
This is Jacob's channel. I don't even own this. This is Jacob's channel.
That's right. JP's just here. I just really what it is I hire a gunman to just like stand beside him off camera.
Yeah, you can't
Um,
see him, but he's
yeah,
there
yeah, and I force JP to do this podcast every week. It's
every day and
great,
other things, but that's for a
and
different podcast.
that too. It's not that's not a podcast. Well, I mean, kind of.
That's called My Free
Anyway,
Games.
my all right, we're gonna
Check
move
us out.
check. Children watch this, sir.
Don't
No,
go to that site. It's terrible.
yeah, it's
A lot of
awful.
My Little Pony
Honestly,
stuff.
horrible writing. Honestly, I'm surprised they even have a budget. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm surprised it's still up and running. They should
I
have shut
mean,
this thing down a long time ago.
honestly, yeah. But it's your turn, sir. Let's see
Oh
your
yeah.
pickups.
All
I'm
right.
actually I'm gonna lean back a little bit. I'm gonna let
Oh,
you persuade me.
so I got two Funko Pops signed. I got the original voice actor for Aizawa from My Hero Academia signed. This is from Alex Brogan. He did like the first five, so it was like episode 5 through 13. He did, and then he was in some kind of theater thing, and he had to back out, so he's no longer the voice actor for him. But he was the original one, so it was cool. I got that signed, and then I got. Which I didn't realize she voiced acted a couple other characters, or I would have brought like a video game to get signed. But please forgive me if I pronounce her name wrong. It's like Erica. Le- her name's Erica, and she does the voice actor of Donkey from My Hero. I mean, not My Hero, from Demon Slayer. But she also did Shion from Tales of Arise, and I didn't realize that until we got there, and. I didn't want to take. I wanted her to sign my copy of Tales of Arise, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want you to touch it because I don't know. So I just struggled with that one, but I kind of wish I would have had her sign it. She also did Jessie from the Final Fantasy VII remake too, so it was really cool talking to her. Both of them were really nice, friendly. Really had a good time with them. Like talking to them, we showed our cats off to Alex. He was really interested. Chastity has her off her cat tattoos on her arm, and he had to know about each and every one of them, and it was really cool. And we have a cat named after his character too, so it was just really cool. Uh, got this one not at the con, but at Inner Geek, which is just right down the street from the con. Uh, it's the next part of the manga series for Final Fantasy. It's number 7. If you haven't read this, this is a seriously good manga. It's basically you following a story about two Square Enix employees who get pretty much killed but wake up into the Final Fantasy world, and it has, if you're a huge fan of Final Fantasy, you're absolutely gonna love it because the tie-ins they do with each game is just amazing. And I mean, I just love it. But this is volume 7, and I've been reading the heck out of it, so I was super happy to find this. And the cover on them just looks beautiful. I mean, God, I
Ha,
love
what a
that.
weeb.
Oh, dude, those are so good. I can't get over. I fangirl every time I read it. All right. So this is from that $5 bin you was talking about with that guy. So when I was able to go check it out, all the good stuff had been taken, but I did find 2 original Xbox games. Got Destroy All Humans 2, which is complete in box,
Classic.
and then Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, which is also complete in box. And for five
Nice.
bucks, you can't really beat that. And then from the two dudes in games people, I don't remember what all I bought from them. I know I got a lot. So we're just gonna grab stuff, and so some of these might not be from that booth. I don't remember what exactly all booths I got from, but we'll go over the Vita stuff I got first. So I picked up One Piece Unlimited World Red. This is a really fun kind of action adventure game. It came out on the PS3 and in the Vita, of course, but I can't remember what else it came out on. But this is a solid one. I've been looking for this. This is a very dark game, and then they had the collector's edition of it. So, and I mean, it was really well priced. This was actually from Time Warp, if I'm not mistaken. This one was, and so I went ahead and picked this up. This was Corpse Party, and this is kind
Okay.
of like a visual novel esque kind of game. But yeah, for the collector's edition, I think I paid like $50 for this. I had to have it. Could not pass up on that. And then this was
Um,
from Two Dudes Gaming. This
I don't
is
mean to
God.
interrupt, but
Oh no.
anytime you can add to your Vita collection, I mean, especially a collector's edition, I can't be
Oh
mad
yeah.
at you for adding to that.
The Vita is so hard to find stuff for too,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
it's just, so anytime I come across anything Vita, that's one of my like favorite game systems. The Vita was such an underrated system. It is so good. So yeah, if I come across something that's reasonably priced, because some of these stores they want to take some of the Vita games and like jack them up for no reason. Like I saw a local game store around here that had a copy of Uncharted: The Golden Abyss, I think is what it's called, for the Vita, for like $80. And I'm just
Jeez.
like, it's not worth that much. Like I'm not paying $80 for it. And then when I could go online and find it for like 20 or something.
Yeah.
And then this is a grid-based strategy RPG called God Wars Future Past. I'm really excited about this. I love my grid-based strategy RPGs. Absolutely love them. And then what's this? Got Castle of Shikigami 2 for the Nintendo Switch. This is just a shoot 'em up, but I've heard it's really good. And I
This is
missed
the
out on it.
one. It's new, and you didn't
Yeah,
want to pass it up, right?
yeah, because they had it for what
Yeah.
it. I mean, it wasn't overpriced. It was $40, which is if you went to any retail and found it, that's how much it was selling for. So had to have that. And then I got an Atelier Rorona Plus, The Alchemist of Arlen, for the PS3. Super happy about that. I think I'm only missing like one more of the Atelier games for the PS3, and I'll have them all. And these are just fun little kind of turn-based RPGs. Some of them are not turn-based. I'm pretty sure this one is. Yeah, this one is. And they're just a lot of fun. Some of them I don't like because you're on a time schedule, and I don't like being on time schedules in games. But those ones for the PS3 were pretty solid. All right, I'm gonna show off my one Sega Saturn find, one of my most favorite games, Croc. You gotta love a good Croc. You like a good Croc, Jacob? You love a good
I
Croc.
I'm different. Like I like a good crock pot. I
Oh,
don't like Croc shoes. I know I'm weird.
you gotta love
Um,
a good Croc, man.
no, I've never played Croc, so I
Oh, you
can't
gotta get
say
some Crocs in your life.
I got I gotta get some Croc in my life.
You gotta get some Croc in your life. This is just a good 3D platformer kind of game. Really fun. I've never played the second one, but this is kind of like a nostalgia buy, and I always see this one going for stupid money. I will say though, I know I kind of talked about it on the channel before with my Sega Saturn games, or I might have just talked to you where I don't like the cases being cracked or anything. I want it to be pristine, or I won't buy them.
Right.
This was pristine. Somewhere from being at the Comic Con into the house, I got a crack. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there, and it goes all the way down the case.
I see it.
And
Like
it broke my
barely, but
heart.
I see it.
And it's like a small one. It's not crazy, but it killed me. And then my last 2 games, I'm super happy about these. For some odd reason, I absolutely love Game Boy Advance games in box. It's become a guilty pleasure. It's honestly the next system I'm thinking about going for a full set with. So I bought 2. I got Crash Bandicoot here, and I think it's called something. Yeah, The Huge Adventure. And the box was in pristine condition. This is complete in box, and I mean,
For
something about
20
that.
bucks, you can't beat a complete
Oh,
box Game
yeah.
Boy Advance game for that price.
And then from the Two Dudes Gaming, I got Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duel of Soul, and this actually has the trading cards with it. So a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games came with cards if you bought it, and trying to locate those cards is almost impossible. But this one actually had all three of them with it, and for $40, I couldn't pass on that. Plus the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, man, they're super hard, but they're so good. The old ones, not the ones that have all this new stuff where like you lay down one card, you win the duel, and you get to take the guy's bomb home with you. Like that one, I don't get that new stuff, but the old stuff is perfect. And I think that's it for me.
So that wraps up your con pickups. That's you make me feel like an amateur, but it's okay.
Oh no, I spent way too much money. Way too much money.
we all did. I mean, we paid. We'll have to put that up on the channel somewhere. The picture of me and you and Appa. Like we paid.
Yes.
We
Yes, we
paid
did
for
take pictures
that.
of Alpha.
Yeah, there was for context, guys. There was this massive Appa at the Comic Con, and like this guy was offering letting people come up and like take pictures on it. You had to pay like a certain price, and we got Momo too, and most of us got up there, and we recreated the Titanic pose.
Did you notice there was like 3 or 4 people that took our picture when
I
we
did
climbed up
not
there?
know that.
I know
I
there was
did
2
not.
girls that took our picture when it happened, and then there was a guy that was with one of the girls, and then there was like a person at the booth that took our picture. So I've been on the Huntington Comic Con Facebook page trying to see if anybody posted it, but no one's posted it yet. So
Oh my god, dude!
yeah.
If somebody posted that, that's greatness. Honestly, I hope it did. I
Oh, I
really
agree.
do.
It'd make my whole day.
It would. Yeah, no, we'll definitely upload that onto the YouTube or put it at the end of this video in the editing process or something. But
Yes.
I guess that leads us to the topic of the episode. The thing that might
It's
rip
gaming.
another shameless ad placement.
Yes. Sponsor us to Dudes Gaming.
Come on, do it. You know you want to.
You know you want to. I bought your croc.
That's such a bad joke, and I'm laughing at it, but it's all right. I'm here. I'm here. We have came together today, and we're going to have some discussions that are very relevant in today's gaming world. Okay,
Absolutely.
and we may end up ripping the very thread of our friendship. Okay, this is very
Yes.
high stakes.
This could be
Not
the last
really.
episode.
This could be. This could be. So, you know what? I know we got the list. I'm gonna bounce around though because I want to save one for last. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
So, one of the big topics that came up with the most recent generation of video games was resolution versus frame rate.
Okay.
So, my question to you, sir, where do you stand on that? Would you rather have more pixels on the screen and less of a frame rate, or would you rather have a faster frame rate and less pixels on the screen?
You know, I honestly, deep down, think the best answer for this, it all depends on what game I'm playing.
Okay, so you're taking a more what's the word? Relaxed approach to this.
Yeah, like, I don't prefer one over the other, but let's say I'm playing a fighting game. I'm going to want more frame rates per
Absolutely.
second. Like, hands down, that's going to help me in the long run. But if I would say if I'm playing something that I really don't need say I'm playing a turn-based RPG, I'm gonna lean more towards resolution because I don't need a crazy amount of frame rates. Like it's not gonna do anything.
And this is why you're wrong. So no, I'm kidding.
Oh, this is why I'm wrong. You're
No, you're up. Starts bleeping. Honestly, I don't know if we have a bleeping thing. That would be useful to use.
Yes, just funny sounds like do Homer Simpson's face. Yeah, something like that. Cat meowing.
There we go.
My dad saying I love you. That'd be a nice one. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. The fans love me.
I hate that it took me a minute to figure out how to use that, but it's all right.
It worked. It fit the moment.
It worked.
I feel better about myself.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad someone does. But
Absolutely.
anyway, I'm kind of with you in that regard. If I'm playing a first person shooter, I want my frame rate to be high. Faster
Yes.
response times means faster that I can react to seeing someone approach and eliminating the target, right? Um, but if I'm playing a story driven game, whether that be turn based, even The Last of Us, I think I played on fidelity mode because there was so much more, the emotion and everything was more important to me than the action.
Yes.
Um, so I'm with you there, and for one, we will agree a little bit on this topic of if you have the choice, which is a common thing that happens a lot with console, is you have to choose between if you want the frame rate or if you want the resolution. Um,
Yes.
and particularly with PS5 Series X, Switch, you don't get neither of those.
Yes, which is
Um,
like, you get what we give you.
yeah, we got
Be
you
happy.
30. We got you 28 FPS on Tears of the Kingdom. What else do you want from us?
Are you crying? I'll give you a reason to cry.
I'll give you a reason to cry. Joke's on you. No more games on the online service this month.
Just because you
Okay.
threw a fit.
Now go stand in the corner and think about what you did. But
Go.
no, like it goes down to what you're playing. I feel like everyone's like, if it's not 60 FPS, I don't want
No,
it,
they don't
and
get that.
I don't get it either. But I will say, when the transition happened for Destiny 2, when they made the next gen jump and made everything 60 FPS, and then I went to go back and play it on my Xbox when they didn't make that jump and it was locked at 30, and I got such a headache. So I was playing on my PC. So
Yeah.
I do get where frame rate becomes an issue in certain regards. Same way for Arc. The console version of Arc used to give me such a headache.
Okay.
Uh, but and that was because the frame rate was too low. So I do think that the argument shouldn't be resolution versus frame rate, but maybe decent frame rate, because
Yeah.
you can have any decent experience at 720p. I mean, I play games on my Steam Deck. I play games on my Switch at that resolution. Sure, if you're playing on a 55-inch TV, it's going to look a little rough. I'm not going to sit here and say it's ideal, but I'm saying that maybe developers should focus on producing a decent frame rate as opposed to trying to create this fidelity masterpiece.
Yeah. No, I'll agree with you on that. Like, frame rate is important. The downplay frame rate, it does play a big factor in the experience of the game. So it does have like, but I mean, something about just the resolution just looking nice. Like I will sacrifice. Like it just all depends. Like I don't care cutting back on one to have a little bit better of the other. If the game needs more frame rate, like I don't care
Yeah.
if my resolution goes down a little bit, and then vice versa. Like if I'm playing like a turn-based RPG, my frame rate's not that important to me, so we can cut
Yep.
back on that, and I will choose to have better resolution because I want that more visual-esque style when I'm playing it.
Yep. I
I
get
love
that.
that they do give you the options nowadays, but at the same time, I wish it was kind of like you get the best of both worlds, which I know that's a lot to ask for, but
Right. Which,
I
I mean,
mean,
honestly, like with the PS3, I recently been going back. I've been playing X-Men Origins Wolverine.
it's a
Um,
good one.
it's fun. But I got about an hour left into it. I may finish it today after we wrap up the podcast.
Look at
Um,
you.
but I know. Look at me for once completing a game and not
I know.
leaving in despair like my dad left me at Walmart once. Um, but
Did we get the milk at least?
he got like half a gallon. So I mean, I guess give credit where credit is due.
Hey, yeah,
I
he's getting
mean,
half the work.
we gave him all the money for the full gallon, but he wanted to scratch off, so he had to make a sacrifice.
He saw an opportunity and took it.
That's true. I ate a lot of dry cereal, but
Straight out of the box.
straight out of the box, man. I was like, hey. I mean, we eventually stopped eating straight out of the box after I choked on the toy inside, but
It looked
it's all right.
You were
All
just
right.
that.
Back to the topic at hand, JP. Stop sidetracking me.
I'm
All right,
sorry.
God.
I feel like this episode's just gonna be us crap talking our dads. I think
My
that's all this episode's
what's
gonna be.
sad part of it is my dad's not really that bad of a dude. He's good. But like I make a lot of jokes at his expense. I feel so bad for him
Oh,
some
I do the
days.
same. But difference is, I don't know my dad. I know my dad. I know who the man is, but I don't know my dad. Like I know he's a person, and I know his name,
The,
and yeah, that's about all I got.
the first so my dad's only been to like 3 of my comedy shows. And like the second one he came to it was like at a wrestling event and I
Mm.
was performing at it and like I came out on stage or the arena thing and I started telling jokes and I stopped like mid joke and was like, "Dad, you're back with the milk."
There you go.
So that's one thing I appreciate is my dad is he's a good sport when it comes to making those jokes.
I
Um,
can't tell you if my dad's a good sport and when I make fun of him. I never got his feedback or his
never.
love.
Wow.
Yeah, the best
It,
feedback I got was, "I'll be back." And here
Guys,
we are,
if
28
you ever
years later.
wonder what a conversation between me and JP is like off the podcast, this is it. This is it right here. No need to go any further. This is it, people.
A lot of dark jokes.
Oh yes, this is mild because we
Yeah,
try not
this
to
is
swear. We try not to swear on the YouTubes.
yeah, because they don't like
Yeah,
it.
they don't like it. We want to eventually get paid to do this. So yeah,
That'd be
you
nice.
people. Also, you people who only watch like 5 minutes of the videos.
You suck.
Yeah.
We don't like.
Uh
Actually, we love you. Just because you watched 5 minutes of it, you did more than the other like billion people that didn't watch any of it. So you're
It didn't even
special.
didn't even click through it.
Yeah, like, but you could go the extra, 55 minutes. It's not going to hurt you, like.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, I'm not saying we can't force you,
just
but if I see you in public, I'm breaking your kneecap.
look. I mean, I've heard JP's voice puts tons of people to sleep, and
Oh, I'm
particularly his
terrible.
fiancées. So I'm just saying. Anyways,
Back to the topic. Hopefully.
back to topic for now. All right, so we've done resolution and frame rate.
Yes.
Let's discuss difficulty.
Oh, here we go.
Do you feel that when somebody is playing a game on a harder difficulty, does that make them A? And you guys can comment on this, by the way, on YouTube. We
Yeah.
would love to see your all's response.
Yeah, you're wrong,
Diff-
but we like to hear your opinion.
Absolutely, absolutely. But difficulty. Do you feel like someone's more of a gamer if they have more or playing on a more difficult, like hard, or do you feel like any person can play at any level they want?
Okay. This is a good one. I feel like if you are under the age of 18 and you're not playing on the hardest difficulty, you're a failure in life because you have nothing else going on in life. You don't have a job, you just have school. You should be playing these games at the maximum difficulty. All right? Us working folk have jobs. We can't. We can't afford to play on hard. We got to play on easy because we don't have time for that. That's my
Damn,
opinion. Yeah.
you're throwing some hate to our
Throw some
underage
hate.
audience.
No, in all reality, I don't. So the only time I'll put a game on hard is if I'm trying to get a platinum trophy and it requires a hard playthrough. I will play through
Fair
a game to
enough.
get a like on Final Fantasy VII Remake. You have to do a hard playthrough. I did a hard playthrough just for the platinum because I love the game so much. But I don't have time to sit down and play the game on the hardest difficulty because it just takes a lot more time. You have to be more cautious with some games. They don't even like. So, what game is it? Yeah, Final Fantasy. For example, Final Fantasy VII Remake. When you play on the hard difficulty, you can't use mana potions. So anything that would raise your MP back up and stuff. So you can use cure and stuff like that. You can't do that. So only time you can raise your MP back up is if you defeat an enemy and it drops MP, or you find it in like boxes and stuff. That changes the whole way you play the game because you can't just use cure whenever you want. You have to plan like, all right, I can't use cure because I have a boss fight coming up, and I don't want to not have the MP to be able to use my healing spells because I was stupid here. And you just can't fight everything you come across. You have to be just more cautious. And I want to enjoy the game. Like, so I'll play on easy, normal, and have no shame.
Dude, it just occurred to me while you were talking about that. I looked at my like camera real quick. It's something I do a lot when we're recording. And I just realized that the freaking Marshall dog's on my bed right now.
The Marshall dog.
Yeah, that was like made for me when I was like 14. And it's like one of those things that I can't get rid of, but like don't know what to do with it. So when I made my bed, I just casually threw it on there, and now it looks like I'm just recording in some 12-year-old's bedroom.
You freak.
I know, I
It's actually
know.
my bedroom. We switched
Eh,
houses for the day.
yeah, that's what it is.
I'm
That's
hanging
really
out
what
with your
it is.
grandpa.
That's what it is, man. Good luck.
I think we get along.
Uh,
We'd have fun.
hey, listen, he is a lot of love. He really is. A touch of racism, but a lot of love.
A lot of
You
love.
know?
A lot of love.
Um, but I'm kind of with you there. It just depends on what I'm playing.
Yeah.
I am a type of person. I also enjoyed Dark Souls. I enjoyed Elden Ring a lot. With Elden Ring, I definitely just played through it, and like you can't change the difficulty for those, right? Dark Souls and
Yeah.
Elden Ring, all that, it's all difficult. But I will admit, like on like for example, Jedi Survivor, which everyone says is very Souls like. I kind of
Yep.
agree to it too, but there's a lot of difference there, right?
Yeah.
Um, but my thing is I will put it on the easiest difficulty because I don't want to particularly fight everything. I just kind of want to go through and experience the story the first go around. Same way
Yeah.
with like anything really. Spider-Man, I played on the first difficulty on easy because I just want to experience the story. And like I don't want nobody spoiling it for me. I just want to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah,
Um
absolutely.
so most of the time, my first go around is the easiest set difficulty. Not maybe not story, but still on easy.
Yep.
And then after I have beaten it the first time, I will go through on a harder difficulty and play it, whether that be New Game Plus or just a fresh save and overall. Um,
I agree with you there.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
if like
that
if I enjoy the game so much I want to do a second playthrough of it, I'll put it on the harder difficulty just so I can get more of it experience with the game. And then with the Dark Souls stuff, I count that as a different thing. I don't really count that as doing like an easy or hard play because those games are meant to be hard. So when you're buying those, you're going in with the mindset, I know this game is going to kick me down and humble me. And I'm okay with that. So
yeah.
I don't count that kind of in the discussion because it's meant like you're supposed to die. Like that's the whole purpose of the game is to kill you how many times before you beat the game. And I just consider that a little different than a normal like you get to choose because you're already choosing your fate when you go in that. You're going to have mental and emotional trauma after that game.
Or beforehand, and that's your way of processing it.
Absolutely, absolutely, you sick people out there.
Totally not me. I'm such a healthy individual over here. I promise I'm not holding on to childhood trauma, and that's why I just buy video games and toys at will. Um, anyway, um,
Trauma.
both of us. So I think we both agree on that one so far.
Yeah.
But now it is actually we have two more arguments left. We have 20 minutes left. That means we have the two ones that I think are going to rip us apart. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'll let you choose. So you have the option of one or two.
I'm
You
gonna go with
choose.
two.
You're going to go two?
Yeah, I'm feeling two.
Okay. Two is PS5
The one I wanted.
versus the Xbox Series X.
Okay.
Now, we're going to pose this as a little bit of a debate. All right. You were going to be this PS5 side because I know you were, I mean, I was too at one point a huge PlayStation fanboy. But since you're not big on Xbox and I'm a little bit bigger on Xbox, I will take the stance of Series X. Are you ready?
So you go ahead and admit defeat.
No, get out of here.
Let's do it. Alrighty.
All right. You want to
I
go
want
first?
no, I want you to do your lead argument so I can
You want
shut
me
you
to do
down
my
real quick.
lead argument?
Yes, I'm gonna make this quick and easy for you. It's gonna be like your last relationship.
So true.
I'm going
So
for blood.
you are. I love it though. All right. So Series X. All right. While it may lack exclusives, at least for now. They are working to correct that. We have games like Starfield, which PS5 doesn't have. Great RPG, open world, space travel. Just saying. But
No Man's Sky.
pers- No Man's Sky.
It's not
We have No Man's
exclusive.
Sky.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
not
exclusive,
exclusive.
but we still have an open world sky exploration game.
Yes, but it's garbage, and I had to
Actually,
be.
they've released a ton of updates and fixed it, my good friend.
They released a ton of updates and fixed it.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
actually a
You know
pretty
what?
solid game now.
You know who didn't have to do that? Starfield.
You're right. I'm not saying you're not wrong, but to sit there and say and act like that, oh, we got this
Okay.
one game that's
No,
so.
no, that's not my sole argument. My sole argument really.
Oh, I got balloons. Woo, I'm in. Did you not see the balloons?
I saw the balloons.
Don't make me look like a freaking idiot now. Like, you know, I'm playing Among Us. If I'm the only one who saw them, we got a problem.
I just looked over and saw the balloons though. I was like, what in the world? I didn't
click
see that
anything.
coming.
Wait, you didn't do that?
I did not. No.
I didn't do anything. I don't know how to do that. I don't even know if I have the option to do that. They just came out of note. Is it something I do with my hands? Balloons. Nope.
Stop derailing from your weak argument.
I'm sorry. The balloons made me feel special. I've never got this
Anyways,
before.
so we are working. They're working on the exclusive argument, but let's talk about the powerhouse. All right, Xbox has more power, more graphical power than the PlayStation 5. Now, we also have this lovely little thing called Xbox Game Pass, where we get a selection of hundreds of games. Most of them pretty top tier. We have most of the Fallout games on there. Hellblade's on there, which was an excellent game. Personally, I prefer the controllers. I feel like the controllers are better than the PS5 because they don't have that giant, useless touchpad.
Okay.
And that's just sort of the base of my argument. You go ahead and go forward for your PS5 argument.
The exclusives are
Wrong.
a ton
Wrong.
better. Okay.
Wrong.
When was the last good exclusive that Xbox had?
Such a disgusting woman. Wrong.
We have God of War, Horizon. I mean, Spider-Man. We're gonna have the new Wolverine. There's just so many exclusives on the PlayStation that just wipe out everything you guys have. You have Halo, Gears, Forza, Starfield.
Yeah,
that's it. I can't think of anything else that's exclusive to Xbox.
Well, there was
that
tons
matters.
of them. There was tons of them just announced. So I can't remember what it was called.
And then Xbox just come out and say, "Hey, we're going to put our exclusives on PlayStation."
They did do that, didn't they?
Yeah. So even then, your exclusives are no longer exclusives. They're coming.
Well,
to PlayStation.
hold up. Well, the same boat goes for you though, because you guys had the show. The show was a private thing for the longest time, but guess what? Now it's on Xbox.
Yeah, we gave you a baseball game. We gave you a baseball game.
Maybe Xbox was returning to favor by putting Sea of Thieves on PlayStation.
Which is fair. I'm going to give you that. And so you bring up Game Pass, which I want to go ahead and admit, Game Pass is better than what PlayStation offers. But PlayStation does offer PS Plus, which you get free games every month, which if you download those, you have access to as long as you keep your PlayStation Plus membership. Same with Game Pass. As long as you have Game Pass, you have access to that catalog. But one thing that PlayStation does, I wish they would have copied Xbox One, the backwards compatibility. So PlayStation's backwards compatibility is a little different. You can actually get access to a catalog of games if you buy like the Ultimate tier, and you can play PlayStation 1, PS2, and PS3 games. Xbox does it a little bit better. So I'm going to give you the award for the backwards compatibility on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the games you guys
Hail to the king.
It's like Xbox is leaning more towards a digital life than a physical media life. Because the games you guys get, you don't get crazy good RPGs. Your story-driven games aren't that good.
Oh, you take that back.
They're not.
You take that back. Halo Infinite was a masterpiece.
A masterpiece of... Let's break down. You're gonna get me dusted up in here, boy. I don't even think the diehard Halo fans liked Infinite.
Look at that. He's getting heated, y'all.
It's just the Xbox. Don't get me wrong. I like the Xbox. I collect for it. And you would have a better argument with 360 and PS3. But the Series X is just, I don't think it brings anything besides Xbox to the conversation here. I think PS5 and Switch are the overall better systems to have this generation.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would
Ooh.
say
No,
Switch is
you're going to
better.
put the Switch in
I want to
there?
say the
No.
Switch is, well, the Switch beats it.
No.
Yeah, oh, hands down.
No.
Hands down.
Absolutely not. The Switch, no.
Yeah.
Listen, the Switch is a dying Android tablet. Okay, I hate to
That you
say
can
that.
take on the
I
go and
I love my Switch. Okay, guys, don't get me wrong. I love my Switch, but you can't sit here and say that if you were going to buy a game and you had the option of the Xbox and the Switch. Now we're talking about a game that's on both of them. You're going to choose the Switch.
I have multiple times.
Why? There's better frame rate, better resolution. I know we had this argument earlier, but I mean, if they provide such a better experience on Xbox than they do on Switch.
I can take my Switch on the go.
That's your only argument for the Switch.
No,
You can
no,
take
no.
it on the go.
I can take it on the go and play it. Yeah, you're right. It's going to have better frame rate, better resolution on the Xbox, but not by an amount that's going to make me be like, oh my god, I have to play this on the Xbox. It's not going to hurt me enough to be like, I would rather have it on my Switch than I would the Xbox Series X. I'll put it like this: I have a Series X. I have one. I got
You
one.
don't deserve it.
I have one,
The
two,
longer
three,
this
four,
argument goes
six
on, the
games.
more I understand why your dad left. So.
Oh no, trust me, there's plenty of reasons. Plenty of reasons. My mom got really good at dodging. That's one reason he left.
Oh no! Are you over there processing your childhood trauma? Did we bring it back?
Yeah, that was like one of those moments that came out before my brain registered what I was going to say. True.
It's staying in there. It's staying in there.
You're doing good, Mom. Keep dodging.
Keep
I'm proud of
dodging.
you. um,
Oh,
no, don't get me wrong. Like, I know the Xbox has its, like, I just can't tell you the last time I've been excited for an Xbox game. Well, I can,
I get it.
360.
I get it.
And it's
I,
just, but I mean, yeah, to say, I stand by my argument. I would rather buy a game on my Switch than on my Xbox.
oof, that hurt.
Just honestly, just because I can take it on the go. If I want to play it on my TV, I can put it on my TV. I just have more I can do with it. And the difference in frame rate and resolution is not that crazy different to me.
Okay.
Now, for my PS5, hands down, I'm picking PS5 over Xbox any day of the week.
All right. So, in your case, your ranking, I want to make sure I'm understanding this. Number one is PS5.
Yeah.
Number two would be Switch.
Yeah, well, how are we ranking it by like just in like those three, or are we talking about like if I have a choice to buy it on a system, what system am I going to buy it for? Kind of thing.
No. I'm wrapping the argument up. Like it's
Okay.
like for as far as like general ranking, it's
Oh yeah,
PS5.
PS5, Switch, Series X.
I will say
Yeah.
this much. The main reason I have my Series X, and like, not gonna lie, this is gonna be a hard argument for me because I'm more PS5 anymore than I am Series X. Like honestly, outside of the gag. But I will say Series X, in my opinion, has better online, and I play with a lot
Yeah.
with my friends on Series X. So for me, it depends. If I'm looking for online gameplay, Series X, PS5, Switch. If I'm looking for story, it's PS5, Series X, Switch. But if we're talking handheld, I bought a Steam Deck. I would rather play a game on a Steam Deck than I would my Switch.
I don't have a Steam Deck.
Now, I will still play like Mario and Zelda and stuff like that. So,
And that could be being a little biased because I've been collecting for the Switch, as you can see, and stuff, and I really enjoy the Switch. Like, the Switch is awesome.
I do. I enjoy the Switch. Don't get me wrong. I do love the Switch. But like as far as third party games that are out on multiple consoles, for example, Lego Star Wars, bought that on my Steam Deck because it was a better experience overall.
I get that. And then I gotta also mention the reason Game Pass doesn't interest me. I don't do digital. Like,
Yeah,
there's very few digital games I have. Like Genshin Impact's one game I have digitally because they don't have a physical version of that game.
right.
So the digital Game Pass does not interest me. I have it because of my nephew. So my Xbox is kind of like his system I have at the house for my mom to
Yeah,
use and play with him with. But other than that, I don't ever use Game Pass. I don't
fair
ever play
enough.
online. Like the only time I play online is Final Fantasy 14 with you and Chastity. So yeah, the Xbox doesn't benefit me at all. So I'm biased. Like I'll admit I am biased on it.
All
But
right,
I do like to collect for it.
I get that. Are you ready for the final argument?
Yes. What we got?
This one's the big one.
Okay.
PC versus console.
Oh god, this is gonna
And
start a fight.
if you notice, we have steered away from this the whole
Yeah,
episode. I have not mentioned PC once,
you have
even when we
not.
were talking about resolution and frame rate, because I knew this is what it was going to boil down to.
You know what
Okay,
sucks about this conversation? This is
what's
going to
that?
cause a fight in my relationship because this is already a fight I have in my relationship. So I might be single after this episode, and that's okay,
I'll let the ladies know.
ladies. I might be single.
I'll let them know.
Do with that information you want.
I
I'm
will.
6'8".
I'm 6'8". I'm taller than you, bud.
He's 6'11".
Thank you. About time someone acknowledged. No, I will take the stance of PC.
I'll take the
You,
stance of consoles. I'm fine with
and
that.
since I went first on the other one, I'll let you go first.
My biggest argument was a tough one. This is a tough one because it's really hard to put console against PC. Physical media is my biggest argument. If you don't care about physical media and you don't collect games and you're just an avid gamer, I can't. It's hard to argue because I know why PC is overall. Well, no, I can argue. If you're on a budget, consoles. If you don't have a couple thousand to spend, consoles. If you want a real gaming experience and not break the bank, console. You want physical media, console. But if you want that true gaming experience and you want that amazing, how it's supposed to be, PC. You just
Hmm.
can't get better than PC, but you have to put the money into it. Your PC is only as good as your wallet, and that's how I've always looked at it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a bold statement, sir.
Yeah, I
So
feel like,
let
well,
me.
you can have a good PC for like $1,000. You can get a good PC, but if you want like a truly mind-blowing experience, you gotta put money down.
So allow me to give you a little introduction to how I got my PC, my first
I
PC.
know how.
Did I tell you the story?
Oh no, yeah. I'm just guessing. I know a few ways you got that PC. It wasn't cheap. A lot of lonely nights, crying in the corner.
You know what? At
You
least my
started.
dad's still in my life.
You
So,
started that OF for a reason. Don't lie.
oh, that's true. That's true. No, I paid a grand for my setup, and I'm not talking just the PC. I'm talking my setup. I found a dude was selling it on Facebook Marketplace, relatively close. I asked him the specs. The specs for the price was pretty good. So I ended up showing up at his house, with a friend. I was not showing up at some random stranger's house alone. And he showed me the whole setup, and like the mic I'm currently using, the monitors I'm currently using, are still a part of my setup today, even though I've upgraded to a different computer. Um, Essentially a new computer. I built a new one, but I will say I spent a significant amount of money on my upgrade. So you do have me in the price difference there. Truth be told, price to performance on new consoles is pretty good, and are sold at a loss mostly to Microsoft and Sony. They try to make their money back on the games.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do have me on price to point that you could win that argument all day long if we were talking about my PC. However, nowadays, especially now, you could buy a PC, probably second part hand parts and stuff. But if you wanted to start into it and start at the price point of a console, you can buy and build a console that performs similar, very similar to what a PS5 or a Series X would. Now,
Yeah.
granted, it takes a lot of research, takes a lot of hard work to get it done. But it is possible. But it takes shopping for deals, and PCs are a lot of work. There's a lot more maintenance that goes into it as far as a console. Console, you pop your disc in, boom, your game goes. You don't have to worry about tweaking settings; it just goes.
I can
However,
go
for
to
me,
Walmart, GameStop, swipe my credit card, and have one today.
yep,
No research needed.
yep, I agree. Well, I mean, I don't know. You may want to research like Xbox or Series X or Switch.
Yeah, you want to do
You
that, but I mean, as far as like, if I'm dead set, I know I want a PS5. I
yeah,
don't have to do any more research than that. I can walk into a Walmart, be like, only thing I have to decide on at that point: do I want a digital one or do I want a physical one?
fair enough.
And
Fair
I got
enough.
it. Walking home, I can buy three
You
games and be good.
you may have me in the price to performance and maybe the ease of access, but that's what consoles are for. Now, if you are a tinkerer, someone who wants to get in there, the nitty gritty, adjust the settings, touch every dial, and get the games to look the best they can or perform the highest frame rate as they can, then a PC is for you.
Yep.
But you have to have that mindset of a tinkerer. You have to constantly, and I do mean constantly, try to find things to make games run better. So there are benefits to each argument in this aspect. I'm not going to sit here and say that one's better than the other because you're
No.
obviously a $3,000 computer is not going to compete with a $500 console. Just ain't
No.
going to happen. Just ain't going to happen. But are they both viable reasons and ways to play games?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely. And another thing, and very recently, Sony's been porting their stuff over to PC, but it didn't used to be that way. So
No.
you didn't get there's no exclusives when it comes to the PC. Now, granted, you do get more options, you get more strategy games, more simulation games because more
Modding.
horsepower, modding. I mean, there is a lot that goes into it. So,
And you can
uh,
make like Minecraft, for example. You can do stuff to that
yeah,
game that will blow your mind.
yeah, Minecraft's amazing. Minecraft's a fun game to play, and like I will admit, certain games I've installed on my PC via Game Pass or just played just because they were or bought them because they were cheap, and it ruined the experience overall. That I cannot play these games now on my consoles.
Yeah.
So, like, definitely, if you don't have a lot of money to throw at video games or just components, don't get into PC gaming. I'm just going to
Yeah.
tell you that right now. Because you'll buy that $500 PC and you'll like it, and you're like, oh my God, how can I make this better? And guess what? You'll be chucking money at it.
Yeah, and it's crazy how much money you have to put into them,
Yep.
and
And I
then
mean,
how fast they go out of date, and you have to replace everything again.
yep.
It's wild. Whereas a PS5, I have at least 7, 10 years to play with this console before the next one comes out.
But not to mention, I mean, look at our Xboxes, our
Mhm.
PS2s. We're still playing those. Or
Yeah,
my Nintendo 64, still playing it.
they're
Like
still
they
releasing games for PS4.
Yep. Like I mean,
So
there's very viable options, and I do hate that there's a stigmatism to all these arguments. And I
yeah,
will we'll wrap the episode up a little bit on this. It's like I hate that there's a stigmatism to these arguments. Is there good points? Yes. Is there bad points? Yes. But I think in reality, I think us as people who play games, how we experience them, it's not for us to judge. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no,
Like 2 out of my 3 PS2s growing up came out of a dumpster because my dad was a garbage man. He found them and fixed them, and then that was my console.
and that
Uh,
is the best way to find them.
yeah,
If you don't find your PS2 in a dumpster, what are you doing with your life? I mean,
that's
dang.
true. That's true. But that was like I'm just saying like I came from a point. There was points in my life my family struggled. So like we couldn't afford to throw money at a PC or the brand new console. So I think as long as the experience is comparable, then we really don't have an argument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean it's really wherever you find joy. Gaming isn't supposed to be this giant competition. It has its competition, but honestly, the way I
Oh
look at
yeah.
gaming, it's what brings you peace.
Yep.
If you're playing games, the way I look at it, I use it to escape from life. I deal
Oh
with a
yeah.
ton of stress, work, life, just family problems, all that stuff. So when I'm playing a game, I'm not sitting here trying to get the absolute best experience. I just want an experience that makes me happy and lets me escape for a minute, just to get out of the world. And I find that in retro gaming. I find that in modern gaming.
Yep.
I'm not a big PC player. I don't, because I can't have the physical media makes me happy. Looking over and seeing it brings me joy. So that's why I play my physical stuff, my PS5 and stuff. I enjoy it more. But there's nothing wrong with being a PC player. I fully
No.
respect it. I'm not going to say your PC's the master race or anything like that. I don't agree with that at all.
No, I don't either. I mean,
But
I will sit here and agree to that as well because I mean, I do have a lot of like digital games. You know, like I've told you before, I will buy them, but I'm not a fan of them.
yeah,
Um, but I do wish there was a way, and I would put a disc drive in my computer if it meant I could actually I physically own my PC games. Absolutely, I would.
oh yeah. And like I even collect a little bit of old PC games. Like I have it. I have a Nickelodeon game. It's a basketball game where you play as SpongeBob and like Danny Phantom and stuff, and it's just a 6v6 basketball game, and it's fun as heck. I have it for the PC. Zoo Tycoon with the dinosaur expansion, so I can release my T-Rex and let them eat people.
Nice.
Like PC, I used to play PC a lot, and I have a gaming PC. We have one sitting there at the apartment right now. I don't ever touch it, but I have one. It's not technically mine, but it's Chastity's. But I mean, I have full access to it if I want to play it whenever.
Well, is there anything profound you want to leave with the good people here at the podcast, JP?
Play with your croc. That's all I gotta say.
Ladies and gentlemen, however you do it, wherever you do it, enjoy your games and have fun.
Play them.
I'm Jacob.
I'm JP.
Good night, everybody.
Later, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Oh.